Now, everyone knows that 1999 is the most influential year for movies, and today I'm just going to go through some of them. I'm going to start with Office Space because this movie is so influential and relatable till today. It's such a great satire about the office culture, and it's so funny. Like the situations they put these characters in is just like everything is kind of like over the top, but of course it's a satire, so it just makes the movie even more fun to watch. But in a way, it's also the dream of someone leaving his job to pursue something that they enjoy or they fucking love. There's also this one guy on Instagram who is doing like all these funny reels about the office culture. And it always reminds me of this movie. And as I said, it's very influential even till today. Next one is going to be American Beauty. And this movie, it's also kind of works as a satire, but it's kind of there's like a team in the 90s where people just quit their jobs and start like exploring other stuff or live the lives that they always wanted to live and not feel like they're being like pretty much stuck in one place. But here, like every character has its own saga and own struggles and how they deal with it. Because as you know, they're all like pretty much stuck in that suburban lifestyle and it's pretty boring. So they just pretty much all looking for some type of like liberation and just do the things that they always wanted to do. But overall, it's a great film, and if you haven't seen it, I think you should just give it a try. Now, next one is going to be The Green Mile, and as everyone knows, like it's such a heavy movie to watch, man. Like it's a great film, but it's just so freaking sad, and I just like I watched that when I was like very young, and I just remember like everyone's here sitting on this couch just tearing up because it's very heavy and very emotional. Yeah, it's the type of movie that you just watch once because it's so emotional, and I really don't want to go through this again. So I'm not gonna watch it again for sure. But if you have never seen it, I think you should just at least give it a try. Now, next one is going to be The 13th Floor, and I have never seen that movie, but everyone tells me to watch it, so I eventually will. But the only thing that kind of reminds me of this movie is the soundtrack for it, which is by him, and it's called "Join Me in That." This song is so fucking sad, but the only reason why it reminds me is because the video. But the song it's great. I hope the movie is great too. I'll give it a try. Now, next one is going to be The Sixth Sense, and I'm not gonna talk much about this movie because of the twist at the end. I'm not gonna give you like any spoilers because I think everyone should watch that movie, and the ending was like surprisingly great. And I see that this movie grossed over 672 million worldwide, which is freaking insane because this genre of movies really don't make that much money. That like they'll make at most like 300 million. But this is also 1999, so this is quite a success to be honest. Now, next one is Eyes Wide Shut, and it's also very relatable to today. But I did find this movie kind of boring, and now I see like all these videos popping on Instagram, and people are just pretty much explaining what this and that means, and I just find it like even more interesting, so I might give it another try. I do love pretty much everything from Kubrick, but this one I just find it very slow, and it kind of now after I watch all these videos and stuff about the movie, now it kind of makes sense. Then we have The Mummy, and I have to say it's a fun watch, man. Like it's a very fun watch. It's a mixture of like all these exploration adventure movies and just like pretty much combining just everything is made like very entertaining and funny, and I love this about this film. It just gives you all that entertainment. It's also kind of great that this movie gives you like quite a lot of action and comedy and everything, so if you're just looking for a movie that's just going to entertain you, I definitely recommend this one. It's great. Our next one is going to be Fight Club, and this is my favorite movie of 1999. There is no question about it. It's ridiculous. Like it gives you so much. It gives you from everything, like twist and story, and of course characters, and visually this movie looks stunning. Of course, David Fincher. I watched this movie for the first time when I was 16, and I was like pretty much just binge watching like all these fighting movies, action movies and stuff, and I was like, all right, so first thing coming to my mind is like Fight Club. It's about fighting, right? And then I just started watching this movie, and it definitely transformed me to something I've never expected. Like before that, I didn't have like quite a lot of knowledge about movies, and I haven't seen like many of the big and great films of all time. But after watching this, I was just like, it just blew my mind. Like everything, I watched it like again right after, and I I've never done this before. Like I've never watched a movie and just watch it again. Like it definitely needs to sometimes to pass like a month or two and I can watch it again. But this movie was something else. I just watch it like right away again and just pretty much just pull an all nighter just watching Fight Club because it's so ridiculous. It's amazing. Like the story and the characters are just so unique. Now, this movie is going to definitely stay with you for a while because it gives you so much of everything, right? It gives you like story and entertainment, and the movie itself it is very dirty, but it's still amazing, man. Next one is going to be The Matrix, and this is my favorite action movie of all time. Again, for the same reasons as pretty much every movie from 1999, it's the story, man. Like the story is so unique, relatable to today also. But back in the day, it was something that was so new to everyone. And you just definitely get transferred like into a world where everything is unknown and it's explained so well how everything works. Now, of course, you're not gonna get everything from the first watch, but it's one of these movies that you're gonna watch like a few times for sure. Because every time you're going to discover something new, and this is what makes this movie so perfect. And also the action sequences, and this is like 1999 are just ridiculous and the CG is absolutely amazing. And something I also do recommend if you have seen this movie like let's say early 2000 and just to get like this whole nostalgia trip back again, find this movie on VHS, man, and just play it this way because now everything is like pretty much retouched and all that, but that's gonna definitely immerse you in this old nostalgia experience that you had with this film because I think it's worth it. I do also like the sequels too. Of course, they're not as good as the first one, but this movie had such a huge success that of course it's gonna have like a bunch of sequels. And recently it got like a fourth film, which we did see how that went. But yeah, just the original 1999 Matrix is the gold, man. It's so good. Another movie is going to be being John Malkovich, and it's even though it's very weird, like it's such an interesting movie and such an interesting idea. Like I have no clue what happened like after John Malkovich sold the script for this one and how he was like, let's fucking do it. But it just blew my mind. Like it's so interesting and funny. It's just something that I think that now directors and screenwriters too are looking up to this movie and just being like, okay, let's just do the most weird idea and just try to make it like into the big cinema. Now, another one is going to be Mystery Man, and I find also this to be a very unique idea to make like a satire of superheroes before even superhero movies existed. But this one is mostly like targeted like after comic book fans and all that, and it works, man. Like this movie for me, it works. I find it hilarious. But I see like here the on IMDb, it's like it's 6.1, which it also makes sense. Like, right, it's not like a great film, but it's something that I want to talk about because I just find it like very entertaining and stupid. Like that's why I think this what makes this movie pretty interesting. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but the Phantom Menace, and I just remember like this movie kind of hooked me on Star Wars when I was a kid. After that, I was like, it wasn't something that I enjoyed, but this movie is very good. It's a very good introduction to the whole Star Wars universe, and of course, it's the beginning of Star Wars. But yeah, as a kid, I just found like the whole lightsaber fights very cool and of course, as everyone does even till today, but not a huge fan of the story. Now, of course, these are just some of the great movies of 1999. There's so many more, but let me know your favorite movie from 1999, and I'll see you on the next one.